We are about to start, guys. We are going into our first award for today's awards. I mean, we've had our general award, and I applaud everybody who's won an award already in the general awards. Apologize for the delay, but sometimes, we want to make sure it's done right. So we decided to take a little extra time so that we could do it properly. So now your patience is being rewarded so that we can finally present to you the awards for 2025 here live.
The first one is the Rising Star Award, which is presented to Ava Monroe from the USS Artemis.
Congratulations, our rising star. And it's just...
I mean, anyone who's been riding with Liv cannot be surprised at this.
No, I'm not.
It's insane how she's developed.
I love how I've seen her come through, and I haven't had the opportunity to do a whole lot of writing with her, but I've just seen the results of her work and her dedication to the group. And it is not surprising to me that she won this award at all. So congratulations. It is well deserved. I know we had a lot of people who were nominated for this award and all the other awards. It was not an easy decision. It's really hard because we have to vote on these. But every single one of you who was nominated, kudos to you, because everybody is a member of this group and you contribute to this group. But we are so happy to congratulate you, Liv, for your dedication to this group because it has been noticed. And we're looking forward to seeing what the future brings with you in our group. So thank you and congratulations.
I mean, it's very fitting that Liv gets the Rising Star Award for this particular award ceremony because she literally just made first officer. And if that's not a testament to how people are looking to her as a future leader, I do not know what is.
All right, I'm getting a request here. I'm getting a request to actually read it out loud. So here it goes. I'm going to read the award presentation out loud. This award presentation was presented by Fleet Captain Karen Niak. One of the great privileges of being a senior member of this community is getting to be there when someone new comes along who immediately shines with untapped potential. My experience with Liv, the writer behind Luxa Lorana, Vailani Zoyara, Ava Monroe, and a host of delightfully unhinged NPCs began with the Ronin's launch when she volunteered as an ensign to join our science department. She very quickly distinguished herself both in and out of character, becoming the beating heart of the Ronin's lower decks and adding immeasurably to our missions with her clever, hilarious, and heartfelt writing. Since those early moments, she has only continued to excel as a member, quickly becoming a leader and a mentor for other writers and making a name for herself across the fleet. More recently, she made the difficult decision to leave the Ronin, where she formed deep friendships and established brilliant story arcs, to step back to her first ship, the Artemis, and take over as their new first officer. She received a heartfelt and deeply emotional send-off from the Ronin, and while we were sad to lose her, we knew that she was heading off to a fantastic new opportunity in which she would shine brightly. It is my honor as her CO, and I dare to say friend, to present her the Rising Star Award, sure and certain that this will not be the last time she is honored by the fleet at large. Congratulations on your well-deserved and hard-earned honors. Congratulations.
Yes, and if we could all... Massive applause to you, Liv.
Yes, massive.
Remember to put it on your wiki or I will hit you over the head. You know I will.
She will. She will. Oh, I'm glad. So congratulations. This is well deserved. Well deserved all around.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just great person.
And a reminder to everyone that the fleet did get like 600 nominations in. So while there are multiple people who could get nominated for the award, of course only one can win.
Yeah.
We are ready for the next award.
Yep, we are ready for the next one. And I will say that if your person did not win this year, you can always nominate them for next year. And nominations are open year-round. So if you feel like, hey, I really want this person to get nominated, I'm going to go ahead and do it right now, go for it. Year-round nominations open.
One thing's for sure, you won't hit 50 nominations like Amanda did by only nominating in the last week. That's simply not possible.
No, like I said, I think I started in January.
And
I think my first one.
the next award has dropped, and it's the Luminary Award, and it's rewarded to Das Finch on the USS Gorkon. Congratulations, Ryan.
Yes,
I will read it aloud this time, if that's okay, Amanda.
Yeah, please do. Take it away.
The Luminary Award is presented by Quinn Reynolds, who is Ryan's CO. It is an absolute pleasure, and with very great pride, I present Ryan, the player of Das Finch, with this year's Luminary Award. He's an amazing writer, and he portrays a character with more layers than a custard slice. Cheerful and slightly scatterbrained on top, but as we dig in, we discover a lifetime of wisdom and a woman dealing with profound grief. Finch is a delight to read, but the relevancy to this award is how Ryan is leading by example, showing us how to write a complex character with a moving storyline and enthralling development without dominating the narrative. When leading teams and character, he finds the perfect balance between ensuring the story moves forward thoughtfully and consistently, while also incorporating the ideas and contributions of his co-simmers. Beyond the realm of his creative writing, he shows an inquisitive and considerate attitude. He uses his experiences and the shared knowledge of other crew and staff members in an intentional journey of learning and development, always trying to grow as a simmer and a member of the fleet. He walks that fine line between confidence and knowing where his limits are, and it's been a delight to watch him mentoring others in turn. Always with kindness and wisdom, helping them to develop their simming skills and find solutions to difficulties, and bringing fresh ideas and approaches to the staff group. He has genuine care for his ship and the community. He's an enormous help to the Gorkon itself, as seen by his impressive tally of general awards, but he's also an active and extremely capable training officer and a dedicated tinkerer on the wiki. He's one to watch, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what he achieves in the coming year. Congratulations, Ryan.
Congratulations, Ryan. Another well-deserved award. And again, I haven't really had a whole lot of opportunity to write with some of the people here, but it's their presence is so out. I mean, it's just, it bleeds into the entirety of the group. I see things, even if I don't see it within writing in the specific context of their character and in their ship. I see what they do. I see what they do behind the scenes. I see how they treat others. And it is each of these awards have been spot on. And I just love this time of year. I love seeing what others have to say, and I can just nod my head and go, yep, absolutely. Congratulations.
Yes, and I cannot agree more with what Quinn Reynolds said in her delivery speech. I have had the opportunity to write with Ryan in the academy, and I fully agree with her. There is absolutely no more capable training officer than Ryan. His mentoring is on point, and he's always available.
Yep, and
to answer questions from less experienced, academy staff.
And I will tell you, I have been in this group since 2013. I've had to take 2-year-long leave of absences thanks to life. Thank you, life. You know, that's how it goes. But despite how long I've been here and my experience, there's always something to learn. And it doesn't matter if you've been here 10 years or 10 months or 10 days. I think we can all learn from one another. But I appreciate people like Brian and Liv who contribute to the community and who I look to as examples of leadership that I can learn from as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I know Ryan has had his concerns with, because some ships promote at a slower rate than others. But if there's one silver lining to that, Ryan, it's that you are still a lieutenant to receive this, and it is absolutely deserved.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I don't know.
Oh gosh,
I get to see things and beforehand, and I'm just like, oh, these people deserve this award. We have another award, the Sarpedon Award. Well. This
I see now that you had ulterior motives to getting me in here today, Amanda.
Maybe. The Sarpedon Award, and this was an award that focuses on the history of our group. And I will tell you, I have come to you for historical information. Am I wrong? I have come to you, and you have not only can I come to you for historical information, I love how you have initiative in reminding me, hey, this is coming up. Can we put something in the news? Absolutely, to put something in the news. I definitely want to put something in the news. Well, this award was presented to Gila Sadar of the USS Artemis, my co-host for today, and it was presented by Addison McKenzie, Captain McKenzie. And I'm going to read her presentation. It is very rare in my career here that I've been scolded, but Michelle, writer for Gila Sadar, makes it a point to scold me regularly. Usually when I add a new ensign to the wiki, and that's how she finds out we received a new crew member. And that usually takes all of about 5 minutes. To say that Michelle is adept at wiki work would be an understatement. Not only does she have the aptitude for managing the wiki, but the level of detail and precision with which she approaches this work is nothing short of incredible. While the Artemis and I are direct beneficiaries of this work, Michelle stays on top of keeping our roster and mission archives in shape. I can say with great authority that there is very little of our massive wiki that hasn't had Michelle's hand on it, and it's no doubt better because of her work. I leave you with the words of one of her recommenders. Her dedication to improving the wiki cannot be measured in just edit numbers. She has volunteered herself to assist in keeping the records of several ships across the fleet. She has also taken charge of maintaining several other things, such as the command family tree and many old mission and crew history listings. Without her, those would have fallen out of date and into the oblivion. Her contributions have greatly improved the consistency and reliability of our public records. Oh my gosh, Michelle, you deserve this award, so don't be humble. Take it with a bow because you absolutely deserve this.
Absolutely not. I will take it with all of the resistance that you know me to do, but,
No. Okay, come on, people. Let's shout out for her. Let's shout out for Michelle. Congratulations on winning this award.
Let's go to the next award, please. But I will leave a friendly reminder here in the spirit of this Peyton Award. Everyone better update their wikis because I am watching. I am the eye in the sky, and I will punish everyone who's not up to date with the soup ladle.
Don't look at mine. Don't look at mine. I'm just leave it. Just leave it.
See, that is now at the top of my to-do list. You can expect a very, very angry DM very soon.
I can just can I turn off the wiki? Is there a way to turn off the wiki?
No. The next one is the Boothby Award, which is awarded to a trainer who has gone above and beyond in their academy training requirements, and it's going to the second officer of the OEB, Josh Herrick.
Yep. Congratulations.
Honestly, that is so deserved. I've been in the academy with Josh multiple times, and he's a delight to sim with.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I get to sim with him on a daily basis.
That you do.
I do.
One day you will have to share.
Would you like to take this one?
I absolutely would. It's presented by Tony, writing Leah Ruianset. I think every CO hopes that each person they recommend as an academy trainer will be one that future simmers point to as the one who convinced them to stick around with 118. And in the case of Mark, Josh Herrick, it seems we all struck gold. Despite joining the academy training team only within the last year, Mark has quickly established himself as a consistent and reliable force, volunteering on what seems to be an almost weekly basis and demonstrating the kind of commitment that makes our training program exceptional. What sets Mark apart is his methodical and supportive approach to instruction. He's refined the lessons of ship command and academy training into his own distinctive style. His welcome threads are masterfully crafted, laying out weekly plans in clear step-by-step processes that are both easy to follow and genuinely supportive of both trainer and cadet experiences. His expectations are transparent, his guidance is encouraging, and his passion shines through. Mark organizational skills, upbeat attitude, and deep knowledge of fleet operations make him not just an effective instructor, but, his fellow trainers report, a pleasure to work alongside. He approaches each new cadet with the same enthusiasm and care, taking genuine pride in guiding them through their first encounter with the 118 fleet and helping them transition successfully from academy training to their roles as ensigns. His dependability and collaborative spirit make him a shoo-in for this year's Boothby Award. Congratulations, Mark. Congratulations in chat for Josh Herrick, who has absolutely deserved this one.
All right, Josh. You are a fantastic instructor. I agree with Ryan. And it is just so nice that to see more and more people getting involved in the training team, people like Josh. It's such an important part of our community. And so when we have people who dedicate time and energy to the training team, to these academy classes that bring in new blood to SB 118, it is something that we need to celebrate. And when we thank everyone who participates, and I'm so grateful that Josh was the winner of this award here. And like I said, I can brag that I get to write with him every day. So congratulations.
That is certainly something to brag about. Absolutely. I was very surprised when reading this that Josh hasn't been with the academy team for longer.
Yeah.
Like, because he was part of the team for one of my very first ghosting classes. And the presentation said, his attention to detail and how transparent he is with his expectations and how seamless he makes the experience for his fellow trainers as well. Such a surprise that he's as new as he is.
Yeah, I mean, he really has not been here. He's been here. He's not been in part of the academy for all that long, but he has certainly made his mark, and this is certainly something that he well deserves. And I believe we're ready for the next one. The next award we have for today is the
Quartz Bar is granted to Samantha Richards on the USS Artemis.
And for those of you who aren't familiar with Quartz Bar, it's for those who are active in chat room forums, which we've moved to Discord, and it to engage as a whole, as a community as a whole. This award was presented by Addison McKenzie, Captain McKenzie, and this is what she has to say. Generally, when one thinks of the word chatterbox, it isn't usually in a positive context. However, when I say that Becky, writer for Samantha Richards, qualifies as a chatterbox in the best possible way, you can take that to the bank. Becky did a short stint on the Artemis during Frontier Day before getting posted to the ship permanently, and even when she dropped in for her guest role, she had no trouble acclimating herself among the Artemis crew. Her presence on Discord, conscious interactions with crew members, and development of various means of community building, like the monthly Artemis newsletter, are things that have benefited Artemis directly, but I know that Becky's reach extends far beyond just the ship. I'm not the only one who thinks so. Take it from one of her recommenders. Becky, Samantha Richards, is an amazingly active chatterbox. There are plenty of people who, like Becky, engage actively in conversations on Discord, take part in events such as the Trivia Night, where she acted as an official last year, help out new and old members with answers and opinions, or create and share beautiful artwork. However, Becky stands out by finding new ways to involve herself and others over the chat. She has delighted the Amity and Artemis crews with monthly chat newsletters, featuring things like chat statistics, out of context comments, and appreciated sims. Her recent project, the SB 118 recipe book, for which she asked people to submit their favorite recipes, was a creative way to engage with the community. Becky isn't just chit-chatting, she's participating and taking others for the ride. Congratulations, Becky. Congratulations. This is also a well-deserved award. I mean, everybody is deserving that has won an award, so congratulations. If you don't know Becky, you need to get to know Becky. She's very approachable. She will chat with you. She chats with anybody, so Definitely.
I was about to say, is it even possible to be active on this Discord and not know Becky? Because I feel like I see her everywhere. It doesn't matter the thread and doesn't matter the context. Becky's always there chatting with people.
I don't think it's possible. If you don't know Becky, then please get to know her. She's awesome. She's fun. She's engaging. Just know that she tends to be sarcastic, but it's all with love because that's just Becky's love language, sarcasm.
Absolutely. That nothing could be more true, honestly. And the Chatterbox moniker fits Becky to a T because when she first guested on the Artemis, she still made it into our Chatterbox of the Month ranking, despite having a shorter window to do so than our regular crew members. It's a very fitting award for her.
Yeah, and I think this is a great what's the word? Characteristic to have because we are, that's what Discord is for. It's for chatting, it's for connecting, it's for community building. And I think, coming here back in 2013, we didn't have Discord at that time. In fact, I think I didn't create my Discord account until 2016. And it's just such a unique way to connect as a community. It's a unique way to talk. And I think we've had more cross-ship joint posts because of it. And it's just a great tool that we have in our community now. So it's always nice to see people who are actively pursuing to create more connections through Discord.
I agree with you 100%, Amanda, because while Discord is, strictly a social tool for the fleet, because of the connections it allows us to make with writers on other ships, it also ups the quality of our writing because we're able to interact together as a fleet and not just with the crew aboard your current ship.
Oh, absolutely.
It has definitely enhanced writing in multiple instances.
And this is where I think, too, that we get to see examples from others and learn from others because of places like this. And we have our next award, the Community Champion Award. It's for those who participate or help facilitate the simming community events. And they'll host events, they'll act as contest judges, or they'll contribute in other ways that benefit the wider community.
And it's awarded to Esma, also otherwise known as Revivateix on Amity Outpost. Congratulations, Rich.
Yep, congratulations, Rich. Man, Rich was here before I was. He was, I think, a lieutenant or a lieutenant commander when I joined back in 2013. So he's been around for a while. Go ahead and take it away, Michelle.
Thank you. To the Amities, I believe Rich is known as the Space Grandma, so I think that attests to his legacy in the group. The reward is presented by Will Koenigks, who was Rich's XO when he was still the CEO of Amity. Few events have captured the imagination and collaborative spirit of our fleet like Frontier Day, a sweeping parallel mission arc inspired by the events of Star Trek Picard Season 3. As a changeling conspiracy, chaos, and the Borg assimilation of Starfleet's younger members threatened to tear the fleet apart, ships across 118 launched into their own missions set within a shared unfolding crisis. At the heart of it all was Rich, the writer behind Revivateix, who envisioned and coordinated this ambitious cross-fleet storytelling event. As one nominator put it, Frontier Day was one of the most memorable fleet-wide experiences I've yet had here at 118. And another noted, the amount of effort that went into putting on that event for the whole community must have been colossal, but it made for an unforgettable writing experience. Through narrative guidance, mission support, and tireless coordination of cross-ship activities and crew movements, Rich reminded us, as one nominator rightly said, that we are not just individual ships. We are a fleet. For bringing the community together through such an exciting, canon-adjacent storytelling experience, I'm proud and thrilled to present Rich with this year's Community Champion Award.
I think it is very difficult to be here as long as he's been here and not have your fingerprints all over the group in so many ways. Certainly in this way, he really does care about this community. He really does want what's best for this community. So well deserved. Congratulations, Rich. We love you. And I really don't know what to say. It's like all these people we have some awesome people in this group. We have some wonderful people in our community. And I'm so grateful that we have the opportunity to write together and come together and be together with this unique aspect this unique hobby that we all enjoy and love.
And like the nominator said, I really do think that Frontier Day was a very good example of that because the fleet was united in telling us like a singular story. And I know all of us suffered from like major fatigue right after Frontier Day, but it was definitely worth it. It was probably the most exciting summer.
And those don't happen. Those don't happen very often, so it is always exciting when they do. And now,
Why,
and
Amanda?
we now have our next award, the Great Bird Award.
Awarded to an officer who contributes to the development and or invention of a new method of simming, thinking, or seeing the Star Trek universe. This award, Amanda, has only been presented 4 times. It's been presented to Wolf, to Renos, to Vateix, and to Reynolds. And now a 5th one joins the Hall of Fame.
And this award goes to Tony, also known as, well, for some of you would know him as Aaron Kells, Asa Vairu, Zalea Solzana, Cassandra Eganmano, Nicolo Del Vedopa, Domain Mint, and Lily Vintu. I've had the opportunity to sim with him with all of those characters except for Domain Mint. He was my first CO. He is a current CO, as I am also on the Butler, and I have the pleasure to read this presentation, which was done by Rich, also known as Roshanara Raman, and currently Esma on Amity. I had the pleasure of having Tony as my second CO in my time in Starbase 118 aboard the USS Mercury, taking on a new PC of Roshanara Raman to serve as his chief engineer. Having transferred from my first ship looking for a change, I was not sure what to expect of Tony as CO. Would he be like my first? Would he be like the ones I saw on Star Trek? As I wrote with him and eventually rose through the staff to become his second and then first officer, Tony cemented himself as my model of what a commanding officer should be. I feel so fortunate to have witnessed Tony's command ability from each level of the ship. From the way he handled situations both in character and out, I saw a mastery of creative mission design, crew management, and mentoring, and firmly establishing a sense of collaboration among a crew still led by a captain who embodied empathetic leadership rooted in integrity. Tony taught us that it was always important to come into a situation with a willingness to listen to every side, whether it was a debate about what missions to do or a moment of mediation between 2 disagreeing players before making a final judgment. In his command mentoring, Tony is the proud patriarch of a storied branch of our command family tree, with 3 direct captains, including Kara Neok and myself, and 7 extended descendants from those 3, including Saul Tabram, Goji Gobo Fairhug, Will Eukonix, Mekonda, and Sarawa. Through them, Tony's command lessons and the type of leader he has spread throughout the leadership of the fleet. As an executive council member, Tony brings those same principles of fairness, empathy, and respect to both the fleet's highest governing body and every task force and OOC effort he takes part in, whether it be handling placements as a personnel officer or managing the command testing of commander and captaincy candidates. And finally, Tony's creative output seems to have no end, clearly from his list of player characters. From deep within the Menthar corridor to the far reaches of the Gamma Quadrant, Tony is invigorated by the possibilities that lie beyond what we've already seen in Star Trek. Each ship he has launched is different from one another, and likewise the stories he has told throughout the years with its various crews. That demonstrates a remarkable leader who can adapt to changing tastes and personalities. Tony, you are truly a gentleman and a scholar, and as a commanding officer, you have set the standard so many of us aspire to uphold on our own ships. I was so lucky to be placed on your ship, and the fleet is so lucky to have you. Congratulations, my captain. And like I said, he was my first captain, and I can't imagine SB118 without him, he has left such an indelible mark on this community. And if you haven't had the opportunity to get to know Tony, he's not quite as active on Discord as some. That doesn't change how influential he has been and still is in SB118. It is a well-deserved, well-earned award, and I am so grateful that he won this award this year.
I agree with you 100%. I've never had the good fortune to be able to write with Tony, but I've been in communication with him OOCly because I am a huge fan of one ship of his in particular, the USS Saw, the only chariot class we have in the fleet. And I've been working on updating their mission archive, and he is such a patient and gracious help in that, because he doesn't need to. It's in his past, but he's always willing to assist endeavors across the fleet, even from officers he has absolutely no idea who is.
Oh, yes. And I'm trying to remember. I was on the Invicta, I was on the Garuda, Mercury was my first ship. And, now I'm on the Butler. So I've had the fortune of being under his command for a number of years, under a number of characters, and in a number of ships. And just, he really leads with such care and just really cares about every single person in this group and every single person on his ship. And there's just no one like Tony. That's all I could say. There's just no one like Tony.
Agreed. And the next award just dropped, and it's the Northern Star Award.
Woohoo! Northern Star Award. Now, this award is given to officers who show commitment to the fleet, which, I mean, if you're here, you're committed, right? But there's some people who we just have to put forth as a shining example, and who commit to the fleet, who are members of task forces, who participate in other endeavors. They're vital to the success of our fleet and show support and an enthusiasm for their crews and our community through their tireless efforts. And this award was given to Anya Sherlock of the USS Chintoka.
Congratulations, Jared. That was very deserved. And if I may read this one.
Please.
It's presented by Sarala, who's Jared's current captain. Jared, the rider between Anya Sherlock, has been a great contributor to our fleet from the earliest days. Whether through his service on the training team, his role as co-facilitator of the Image Collective, or his work with the Advanced Starship Design Bureau, Jared's dedication and passion truly embody the spirit of the Northern Star Award. He often goes above and beyond in every role he takes on, and his creativity and leadership have not only elevated the work of these teams, but also earned him a well-deserved position as the co-facilitator of the Image Collective. As one nominator said, his enthusiasm, leadership, and versatility make him a cornerstone of our community and a shining example of what this award looks like. For this reason and more, I am very proud to present Anya Sherlock with the Northern Star Award. Congratulations, Jared.
Congratulations, Jared. And I remember when Jared came on, and I just kind of went, yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on this one. And you kind of have to keep an eye on Jared. You just always got to keep an eye on. He's a bit of a troublemaker, but in a good way. He's very engaging. You'll often find him in the voice chat, just kind of chatting with people because he's very approachable. He is definitely committed to this fleet. He's suffered his share of struggles, and yet he has continued to participate in the fleet, even when life gets in the way, because I know life has gotten in his way a couple of times, but it hasn't stopped him. So thank you, Jared, for your commitment to SB118. It is greatly appreciated.
And I want to bring back something yet that you mentioned. We are all committed, of course, because we're all here and we're all writing so much every week. But for some people, they manage to find other ways to show their commitment through our out-of-character efforts. The Image Collective. Oh, I have tried doing image manipulation. I suck at it. And it's amazing to me when I see the kind of work that Jared and the rest of the members of the IC are able to put forth.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I don't think people really understand the amount of effort and dedication that sometimes go through in these task forces.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And not even that, but trying to coordinate with others. It's just we're so grateful to everybody who participates, everybody who is involved, either whether you're just simming because that's the core purpose of our group, writing, or if you're involved in task forces, every member is valuable and appreciated. So please know that not everybody can win an award, but we are grateful to every single member of SB 118. Thank you all to the
Absolutely.
participation, and I know I'm grateful personally for this group. This is an outlet for me. It's one of the few outlets that I have. It's one of the few creative writing outlets that I have. And of course, I get to write in Star Trek. I mean, come on. That's such a
There's no way to win against that.
no.
Also, I see all of the love going on for the Image Collective out in the chat. Everyone hug the nearest Image Collective member because God knows the amount of help they render to the rest of us image manipulation newbies. They deserve all of the kudos, as does the rest of our task forces.
And it's amazing what the Image Collective can do because I'm like, Cardassians? Have you seen the Cardassians these people do? I'm just like, how do you do that?
It's amazing.
I'm lucky if I can get somebody to look somewhat decent in a uniform, much less have alien features. It's crazy to me.
I was about to say, yes, thank you, Freya. Very good point. Have you seen the Missarians? Because I always feel immensely guilty whenever I have to submit for an image from the Image Collective. But oh my God, do they knock it out of the park every single time?
Absolutely do. And so that's just a love for everyone in task forces, love for our Image Collective, because they kind of put in visual context the characters that we have. And, you can imagine something, but, it's nice to have a visual to go with it.
And the next award has dropped.
Next award. All right. Would you mind if I take this one?
You are more than welcome to. I will introduce it then.
Please.
It's the Federation Correspondence Citation, and it's awarded to community news team members who consistently deliver high quality and insightful interviews and feature articles. These correspondents act as the eyes and ears of the fleet, documenting personalities and progress with flair, curiosity, and editorial excellence in every article. And it is presented to Alora Croy, or as most of us know her, Alex Horford on the USS Kittimer. Go ahead, Amanda.
And I had the honor of not only presenting this award, I had the honor of getting to read out loud what I wrote. There are certain people who leave a mark the moment they arrive at SB 118. And Mary, the writer behind Alora Croy, or also known as Alex Harford, is one of them. From the start, she brought undeniable energy and enthusiasm for our community, which was displayed not only in the quality of her writing, but also in her eagerness to get involved and contribute behind the scenes. When Mary joined the Newsies team, she didn't hesitate, but jumped in wholeheartedly. Right away, she took on interviews and articles that spotlighted members of the fleet in an out-of-character capacity. However, she also saw another opportunity, helping the team stay organized. Thanks to the work of previous members, the Newsies already had a solid foundation, but one of Mary's real strengths is her talent for structure and formatting, and she used that to build on what was already there. She revamped our schedule, creating a more consistent rotation that ensures a wider range of ships are represented each month. She also helped shape new article ideas that filled a gap, highlighting members who had advanced beyond junior officer roles but hadn't yet joined staff. I struggled. I don't know how a lot of people don't know this. My mother had surgery and then she was in and out of the hospital for multiple weeks. So when I struggled due to her serious health issues, Mary stepped up as co-facilitator without missing a beat. She kept everything moving smoothly, communicated clearly and quickly, and always approached challenges head on. And she also did it with a mindset of how to make things better. Whether it was improving the workflow for our team or expanding the reach of our articles, Mary was there to encourage and support. Now, during the recent round of nominations, several people put Mary's name forward for the Jake Sisko Prize. I'm sure most of us who've been in award ceremonies are familiar with that. But that award is technically meant for the members of the Federation News Service. That highlighted a hole in the award system. We didn't have a way to recognize the amazing work being done by the Newsies team. In response, the Captain's Council created a brand new award to honor exactly that kind of contribution. And I'm not lying when I say I am thrilled that I can present this brand new award for the very first time to our very own Mary. She has inspired me with her dedication, support, and enthusiasm, and I truly, truly, truly could not ask for a better co-facilitator. And I'm just so grateful to Mary for her help, especially over the last few months with everything going on in my real life. Thank you, Mary, and congratulations.
You know, you've made a very big contribution to the fleet when they have to make an entirely new award just to show you how much you're valued. And Mary, you are absolutely deserving of this. Your work for the Newsies has been amazing.
And I will tell you guys, just because her name is not on some of these Newsies articles that you see, every single one that you see is because she helps coordinate that. She helps make sure that things are getting written. She helps make sure that we have a clear, precise schedule. And that's not because we're trying to be too strict, but it's because we want to make sure that as many ships get highlighted as possible throughout a month. And we don't want to, do one ship for 3 months and then they don't get highlighted at all for the rest of the year. So she's instrumental in all of that. It's a challenge sometimes to keep all of that balanced, and she does an excellent job.
Oh, Amanda, love, you will never hear me talk down the value of formatting. I am the OG Wiki Ghost, and I know how important schedules and data and stats are, and Mary definitely falls into that line as well. Thank you for bringing order to the chaos that was the Newsies.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yes, I could not do it without you. It's been such a relief.
Oh, the next award has dropped.
And this award, sorry. The next award is dropped. This award is the Okuda Award. Now, this is given to members of the Image Collective. We were just talking about them, who regularly go above and beyond in their contributions, creating images and graphics. I mean, guys, we see this, right? We see what they do. It's amazing. Now, these team members, they display their artistry and dedication with a visual feast. I love that. Visual feast for members old and new, bringing our creations to life and stoking imaginations. This award is given to Vailani Zoyara of the USS Artemis. Take it away, Michelle.
This award the delivery speech was written by Anya Sherlock. I remember when Liv, Vailani Zoyara, joined the fleet, and when she first asked for help in learning how to do images. She'd watched my tutorials, which was flattering, but was also able to take the advice in them and learn, and even more, develop her own style in doing her images. It's something special to have seen her skills evolve to become one of the top contributors in both volume and quality in the last year. She's shown clear dedication to bettering herself in all aspects of what it means to be a member of the Image Collective. For all this and more, I'm proud to present her with the Okuda Award. Congratulations, Liv. And as seen by this nomination, I'm not the only one that sees her accomplishments. I was left with a few good choices, but in the end I was most impressed with the works done by Lorana. The quality of their images are great, and they're very active in picking up images for the team. I am pleased to nominate Lorana for the Okuda Award. Liv! Yes!
Congratulations, Liv. It's just so amazing what I see come through the Image Collective, and just I get to see what they're working on because, I'm just on that little channel there. And even though I can't contribute because, I'm not a manipulator of images, I love seeing what comes through. And her images are always gorgeous. And I'm just in awe of those who have the ability. Liv, congratulations. This is a well-deserved award. You do great work, and it's amazing at what you do and what you produce.
And this award also shows that, the drive and intent to develop your skills is recognized because Liv didn't start really manipulating images until she joined the fleet. It's a skill that she's cultivated next to writing actively in this fleet and contributing in other ways. And it's amazing the work ethic that had to go into something like that.
Absolutely. I actually tried my hand at image manipulation this year for the awards because, kind of like you, I feel bad asking too much of the Image Collective. And I worked on this picture I wanted to feature Perry, and since she's part Cardassian and part Bajoran, that's out of my realm of ability. And I left that to the Image Collective because I knew I could not do that with any sense of being good. But it gave me a great appreciation for the time and effort it takes to produce these images and make them look good. It took me days to do this image compilation, and some of these people are so good they can do it so quickly. Um, compared to me, and I'm not saying that it doesn't take time. It certainly does, but they are so good at what they do, and it's just a wonderful. It's a wonderful service to our community.
Absolutely. And I truly do believe you don't really understand how absolutely frustrating it is to manipulate images until you've tried it yourself. Because the once in a lifetime that I try and do image manipulation, I sit there yelling at my computer and going like, how does the Image Collective do this? Because it's so frustrating.
It is, yeah, and I agree. And we have some great tools now that we didn't used to have. But even with these tools, the GIMP wasn't around when I first started getting online and trying to do stuff. And so it's nice to have these tools, but I still just can't produce what the Image Collective produces. So thank you, Liv, for your contributions to the community and for doing what you do to make our characters in our world that we've created, our little universe here on the internet, come alive visually.
It is also truly very difficult because Star Trek is, infinite diversity and infinite combinations. We have so many potential alien species to sim. And some of the alien images that the Image Collective makes for us is amazing. Like we have, of course, the Masarians and the Cardassians that the two of us represent. And then we have like Ras Al Him, the Khitomer, the mushroom dragon. And like we have what are they? The grizzly bear species over on Ops. There are truly so many
And it's
species in the fleet.
And it's so nice to have a visual representation. Some of these alien species are not visually seen on any Star Trek movie or show. And so some of them we have to go by descriptions, and I'm just flabbergasted and in a good way at how they manage to bring these to life sometimes. So thank you, Liv. Thank you, Image Team. And we're going to wrap it up today. That is all the awards for today. We do have the Zaylor Clan Award coming up. That's going to be announced tomorrow with the rest of the awards. So thank you, everybody, for joining us today for our awards ceremony. Hopefully, we'll see you guys tomorrow. And just remember, y'all are all wonderful. We love you guys. We love this community. We're all here because we love Star Trek. We love fighting. And we love to create stories. So as you go forth, remember that each one of you is valued, each one of you is loved, and you are important to our group because you're the reason this group exists. You're the reason this group stays alive. And I, for one, am so grateful to everybody, to all the award winners. Congratulations. Thank you for all you do for our group.
Thank you for inviting me up here, Amanda. That was nerve-wracking, but very fun.
Thank you for jumping in. And we will see you guys tomorrow with some more awards.
Or Amanda will definitely see you tomorrow.
Have a good day or good night wherever you are.
Bye.